Okay, so the local Lowe's actually had this mechanic set from Craftsman on sale, and this is a part of their Versstack line. So again, this is the Dewalt, and then this is the Husky Connect. So these are all modular toolboxes that include a full mechanics set inside. So reviewed these two already, so let me just add this one on. This is the 230 piece set from Craftsman. So let's open it up. Let's compare a couple of the pieces to these other two. But you can see toolbox is considerably smaller than the Dewalt and the Husky. But let's open it up, take a look inside. Okay, so right off the bat, one of the big differences is that this is not a toolbox. So I think you twist this to unlock it, and these are actually drawers of tools. And they're not on sliders, so it's a little cumbersome to open up, versus these are toolboxes. So the Husky Connect and the Dewalt system are both toolboxes that you can open up. You can take the trays out. You can use it as a toolbox if you want. But let's just look at the rest of it, because the reason I bought these sets is because they came with the tools. And again, the idea is that you want to be able to see when you go to the junkyard what tools are missing, what you sort of left behind, so make sure you put it back. So everything's got its home. So you can see here, I like it because it looks like it goes 1/4 inch, and then 3/8 inch. So all your 3/8 inches are in here, and then this is where all your 1/2 inch stuff is. So what I don't like is there's a lot of extra space, but I guess I could fill that in with some other extra tools. But again, that defeats the purpose of why get the set, is to make sure that you don't leave any tools behind. But let's go through and see what's included and what the differences are between the three sets. All right, so in order to access anything in the back here, you've got to actually pull the whole tray out, and then it sort of fits right here on the top. Which, I guess is okay. It's a little clunky. But I guess it fits on here. But it's a little clunky. I think I would have rathered it stay in the thing, inside the box, the carrier itself. But that's okay. Let's just go through and see what we got here. So we've got the wrenches here, and they seem to come out a little bit easier. So you've got 13, 12, 11, or no, that goes 10. And then, what was that, 8? 8. So 8, 10, 12, and 13. And then on this side, it goes to the standard. So not a whole lot of wrenches on this, versus in the Dewalt and in the Husky, there seem to be a few more wrenches. Actually, I lied. So the Husky only has the 8, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So it's got one extra, the 11, but the Craftsman has the 8, 10, 12, and 13. So you get one extra in the Husky. So in the Dewalt, it's actually 6, 8, 10, and 12. So you get even, I think, a little smaller. I don't know. That seems like it doesn't work too well in the junkyard, because usually they're bigger nuts, and then the quality is slightly different. So I pulled out the 8s, and you can see slightly different sized 8s, even though they're all 8s. So you got the Craftsman on the bottom, the Dewalt in the middle, and then the Husky on the top. And then just looking at the thicknesses, let me see if I can get these all together. I don't know if you can see that, but the Dewalt version is a lot thinner metal. So the Huskies and the Craftsman feel about well, actually, it looks like the Husky is the thickest one, but this feels really thin metal. That could easily get bent. You also get a set of these midget, or I guess I used to call them ignition wrenches, but they're these tiny little wrenches. So these go, 4 millimeter all the way up to 8. So there's tiny little wrenches, which you don't get with the other two sets, but not super useful, but sort of nice to have when you really need them. But for the junkyard, maybe not so much. So let's take a look at what we've got in terms of sockets. This is the 1/2-inch ratchet. Nice weight to it. Let's compare the 1/2-inch ratchet to the Dewalt and the Husky. So here are the three side by side. You can see the Husky a little bit longer. The Craftsman and the Dewalt seem to be about the same size and feel about the same heftiness. But the Husky is definitely bigger, longer to give you a little bit more leverage. But Craftsman one and the Dewalt seem about the same. In terms of 1/2-inch sockets, really disappointing. For the metric, you're only getting an 18, a 19, and a 22. So not a whole lot of sockets here. And then these are all the SAE. So on the 1/2-inch side, you're really not getting much. And when we're going to the junkyard, we're using a lot of 1/2-inch stuff. So I'll probably have to supplement this with some other stuff if I'm going to use this as a serious rig to go to the junkyard. But let's keep going. Okay, pulled out the second drawer, which is the 3/8, and it includes the hex head sockets. So you're getting a few here. This is the 8 mil. So you're only getting 4, and then on the deep sockets, it goes from 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, and let's see, up to 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, down to 10, 11, 12 on the regular sockets. So not a really great socket selection, and again, a lot of wasted space, a lot of empty space, versus inside the Dewalt, got a great socket selection, and same with the Husky. And so here's inside the Husky. Again, these sockets go 9, goes down 1, actually goes down to 6. So you get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No 19 on the Husky set. Let's see, on the 1/2-inch, you get a few more, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. The Craftsman went up to 21 on the 1/2-inch, so a little bit of trade-off. And so on the Dewalt, the 1/2-inch goes up to, I think this is 24. So you got 24, 22, 21, 19, 18. So it goes up higher, and then on the 3/8-inch, it goes up to 21. So you get a bigger selection, a bigger sockets in the Dewalt version. Okay, and here's the last tray on the Craftsman. So you got your 1/4-inch ratchet, your 1/4-inch screwdriver, a couple of screwdriver bits, some more hex bits, Torx bits in here. These are nicely organized, and then a couple of Allen keys on each side, and then some deep sockets. So this goes up to 12 millimeter, all the way down to 4, and then same 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 on the metric side with an extension. So fairly complete on the 1/4-inch side, but again, when we're at the junkyard, I've never used a 4.5 at the junkyard. I don't know how useful this set is. I do like the fact that it's a drawer because you can access things individually. However, access is still a bit challenging with this system because I just showed you all those little, although I don't use them very much, wouldn't need to use them very much, but you can't access any of the Torx bits that are back here. So you have to take the whole drawer out in order to access anything. And these drawers don't feel too secure. So, and it gets caught up and stuff. And again, there's a lot of wasted space, but I could fill those in with other bits and other sockets that I need. The Dewalt, because it just has the sockets go up to a bigger size. I do use occasionally the 24 size, and definitely use the bigger ones for the bigger bolts. But the majority of them were in the 10s, 12, 13, 14, 15s, and all the sets have those. It really comes down to there's a different set of wrenches, and then the quality, I think, on the Husky is a little bit better. The tools feel a little bit more solid. And I should say all of these have lifetime warranties. So you can, the Craftsman, you just take it over to Lowe's or Ace Hardware and they'll replace it, no problem. Husky, you break something, you take it over to Home Depot and they replace it, no problem. I've never owned Dewalt tools, so I don't know where I would go to get the replacement, but they've got a lifetime warranty. They stand behind all of their products as well. So if you were to break something, not a big deal. But again, I think for the size, I do like the box on the DeWalt a little bit better because it's got that gasket, but I'm not a professional. I'm just a home DIYer. So, you know, I think the Husky Connect kit is good enough for me. Price-wise, they were all very similar. My box came with the Connect's 3-piece bundle, rolling bundle, which was $99. Then I got the 3 trays of tools for the inside separately, also cost $99. So if we say this box was 30 bucks, then I'm looking at 130. This one from Home Depot on sale was $149, so $150. And again, this one was on sale from Lowe's for $129, so also $130. So very comparable in price, all three. My suggestion would be pick the modular toolbox system that you like, and then get the tools that go with that set. So I liked the Husky Connect because it's very inexpensive. It was 3 pieces, and then I found the toolkit that came with it. But I think these are the only 3 manufacturers that have tool kits or tool sets that go within their modular box system. Actually, I take it back. Milwaukee builds one as well. So you can get a Milwaukee tool set that will go on their Packout system, but very, very expensive. I'll put it up here just to show you the price comparison.
Several months later.
Okay, so here I'm gonna just do a quick side-by-side comparison of the Husky Connect system, which is the older modular box that Home Depot had, versus the new build out. And I already purchased a while back the 240-piece mechanics set that fits inside this box. And I just picked up the version that Home Depot just introduced for their build-out box, which is their other version of their modular toolbox. So just wanted to kind of compare the two side by side, give you my opinion on which one you should get, because the Husky Connect's a little bit cheaper. The tools themselves cost the same. So this is a 270-piece mechanic set on sale right now from Home Depot for $99.99. Again, 270-piece mechanics set with the trays on sale from Home Depot for $99.99. So $100 for the tools, regardless of which set you get. They cost the same. Let me just do a quick comparison on the tools. On first glance, you look like you're getting about the same number of sockets and bits and everything else. So we'll take a deeper dive into the 2 different tool sets just to see how they compare. But again, this box is a lot bigger, so we'll just start on the outside. This box is a lot bigger. It's almost twice the height as the Packout box, and we've done a comparison when they introduced these out, when they introduced the modular box system before, comparing the Connect system with the build-out system. So I won't go into too much detail there, but just looking at how the tools are installed into the box, this one much more compact, which I like better. Just takes up less space. This takes up a lot of space, and the way this is built, you're not using up all of the space. So you can see that there's a big gap here, and the cover doesn't fill in this gap. So things do rattle around a little bit, versus on the build out, I didn't install this yet, but you put those little plastic screws in here, and there's just no space on top. Everything fits very tightly. There's no wasted space. The tray comes up almost flush to the top of the toolbox. So that's nice, taking up all the space, no wasted space, versus again here, there's a lot of space. I mean, if you carry a lot of extra stuff, then you can fit some more stuff inside this box. But this just seems like a more compact set. It's easier to carry around, especially at the junkyards where I'm at a lot. Then the next thing I noticed is that on the Connect box, it's 3 trays of tools, and it's the tray goes the full length of the box. So you see I've got one tray that has all the sockets. Then this tray has most of the ratchets and a bunch of bits and some more sockets there. And then the bottom tray has my wrenches and my hex keys, but you can see there's a lot of space in between the wrenches, so that's just wasted space. You know, they could have added more in here. And then you go to the build out side, and what I really like is that they split the tray. It could have been just 2 trays that you have to lift the whole thing out, but they made it into like quarters. So you can just take one out, get to the next one, you know, take this out, and it gives you a little bit more flexibility in terms of how you want to set it up. So, you know, you could have this one on top or this one on top, you know, this one, you know, on the bottom, and just, you know, however you want to do it. Now this, once it's in the bottom, it's kind of meant to stay there because it's a little hard to take out. But, you know, you can kind of swap them out. You know, I could put this one on the bottom instead if I don't use the wrenches that much, and then put this one on top. So it just makes it just a little bit more flexible in terms of the setup you want. And then it's also easier, you know, this tray isn't quite as heavy as these full-length trays. So let's get into it a little bit. We'll start here since I'm over here on the wrenches. And I'm just gonna cover the metric side because that's really what I use. I really wish that they would just make these in a metric only set. You know, I mean, no offense to those that work on, you know, old American classic cars, but the majority of cars nowadays, they're all metric. So I don't really use any of the SAE stuff. So it's just taking up space. So it'd be great if they have the option to say, hey, we're gonna make a 240 piece metric only set and maybe also a 240 piece only SAE set. And then you can kind of mix and match what you need, or you can have one that's a combination, one that's metric only, and one that's SAE only. And I think that would just make life a lot easier. I think Milwaukee does that, but again, the Milwaukee box is so much more expensive than the Husky box. So anyway, let's just take a quick look at the wrenches. So let's see, on this one, on the metric side, you're getting 6, is that a 6? Oh, it's an 8. 8, 10, 12, 13. And let's see, on this one, you get the same thing. Oh, actually, you get an extra. So it's 8, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So you get one more wrench, metric wrench, on the Connects version of the toolkit versus on the new Husky build-out version of the toolkit. Now let's see, we got the Allen keys here. Looks like it goes from 2.5, 3 1/4, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, and 7. Let's see what it is here. That's the SAE version. Let's get the metric version. On the metric version here, it looks almost the same. 1.5, 2, 2. I misread that. So it's 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, and 7. And on the Connects version, looks like it's the same. 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, and 7. All right, so that's the same. Let's see, and then look at the metric of the long keys. And these look to be about the same as well. 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, and 7. 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 7. Yep, so that's the same. So we got wrenches, we've covered the Allen heads. So now let's go into the bit set. So I'm gonna put this back in just to give myself a little space here. These look like they're about the same. So let me just count how many of these you get. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you get 7 of these, I don't know, flats or whatever of bits. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think you get the same number of bits. So I'm not going to go through and count every one of those. So let me put that back. Okay, so we got the nut drivers here. Let's see, on the metric side, it goes 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And let's see what it is on this side. 6, 8, 9, what did I say? 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so that's the same. And again, these These appear to be about the same. Oh, actually, the one in the Connect set looks like it's a little wider. And I don't know if that makes much difference, but there you have it. So that's that. So everything has a ratchet. So there's a 1/4-inch ratchet, there's a 1/4-inch ratchet, and 3/8 ratchet, 1/2-inch ratchet, 3/8 ratchet, 1/2-inch ratchet, a couple of extensions. So you got the extensions here, extension there. So let's see, and there's adapters here, and I saw adapters earlier here. Although, let's see, there isn't a, let's see, this is 1/4 to 3/8. Yeah, 1/4 to 3/8. 3/8 to 1/4, 3/8 to 1/4. Yeah, okay, so that's the same. Let's put that tray back. So let's just look at the sockets now, because that's really what it comes down to. So these are my deeps over here. So I'll start with the deeps. So we've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on the 1/4-inch deep. Here's my 1/4-inch deep. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right? So that's what I said, yeah. So, okay, those are all the same. Then on your 3/4-inch deep, it's 10, 13, 14, 15. So where are my 1/4-inch deep? Okay, looks like it's the same. Oh, slightly different. So my deeps on the 3/4. So it looks like on the 3/4 slightly different. So my deeps here are 11, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Again, it was 10, 13, 14, 15. So I get a few more of the, on the 3/8 end, I get a few more deep sockets, but I don't get a 10. I think I'd rather have the 10 deep than the 11 deep, but that's what it is. And let's see, where do we go next? So on the standard sockets, on this one, it goes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And where are my standards? My standards here for the 3/8 goes, yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. No, 8. Oh, I do. It's down here. 18 and 19 on this one. Only 18 on this set. So that's kind of neat. But I don't like the way they split it up, because if I was just looking at this casually, I would think I didn't have a 19, because it looks like it's 17, but then it goes 18, 19 down here versus the standard. This is why I say they should just have a tray that's just all metric, because then I don't know if I'm looking at the right spots here. Okay, so that's that set. And then on the 1/4, it goes 4, 5 and a half, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. Let me just double check. 14. So it only goes up to 14. And on this one, it goes 4, 5, 5 and a half, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's the same. Again, I do say they give you an extra 10 mil, which we don't get here. There's not an extra 10. At least not that I found since looking. So, okay. Oh, and then we got our Torx. So we got 8, 10, 15, 20, 25 on the Torx for the 1/4. What am I getting on the Torx? So that's 3/8 Torx. I'm not getting a lot of, I don't think I get any 1/4-inch Torx. All right, so I don't get any 1/4-inch torque bits in this set unless you use the bit driver. But these are actually 1/4-inch sockets with the Torx bit in them. These are all 3/4-inch Torx bits. Yeah, all 3/4-inch. Okay, so there's the difference. If you do a lot of little detail work with Torx bits, you might want to get the 1/4-inch ratchet version. I forgot to compare the two ratchets. They seem about to be almost exactly the same. No big difference there. And then on the 1/2-inch side, we've got 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And I think that's what I have here. Actually it goes 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I get one extra 1/2-inch socket. in this set. And then on the Torx bits, T27, T30, T40, T45, T50, T55. And I do get that, but only in, are these 3/8 as well? Oh yeah, these are 3/8 as well. So yeah, on the 3/8, what did I say? It starts at 27. Actually, this one starts at 20. So 20, 25, 27, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55. So almost the same, not a huge difference in terms of the sets of tools that you get. And this top tray is really thick because it's got the deep sockets going vertically rather than horizontally. So there you have it. There's kind of the side-by-side comparison of these two sets together. If I was starting over again, I think I would get this build out version. Just the build quality of the build out's a little bit better than the Connects, but that's built into the price too. The build out Husky build out boxes are more expensive than the Connects version. I still think Husky's going to get rid of the Connect modular box at some point and just focus all of their energy on the build out. So if I was starting out today and I needed a beginner set, this is the one I would get. The Husky build out with the mechanics set trays that you can insert. So far, the only reason I have the Connects is because I already purchased it a while back. We've had this for a couple of years. I didn't know they were going to come out with the build out. And the Connect has a drawer system, which the build out doesn't have yet. That's the one accessory or the one next box that everybody's waiting for. So once they introduce the drawer, which I'm thinking will be later this year, I think they've got a real winner on their hand. It feels just like a Milwaukee Packout, but it is much less expensive, but it feels just as good. You know, it's got the dust seal around it versus the Connect box doesn't. So again, if I was doing it all over again, this is the one I would get. I'll have links for this down below.
If you're enjoying these videos, please consider subscribing to the channel and to the newsletter using the links below. We'll share more tool buying tips, classic car and classic motorcycle project finds, some motorsport news, and maybe a wrenching tip or two.